I met Koji at a Cape function, like I think 2007, and then we started working on. We wanted to work together with Stan, and the three of us want to work together. And at that point, actually, Chink was the first project that we developed because I was thinking I wanted to do like a movie about a self-hating Asian guy that deals with like Asian American masculinity. And then we finished Chink. At first, he was actually a rapper. He wasn't. He was just a rapper. He killed a couple of people and hurt beat up Asians or something. So and then just nobody wanted to read the script. Just by the title itself, it's just people are shocked by the title. Oh, well, we won't finance anything like that. And then we wrote The People I've Slept With, which is sort of the Asian American female counterpart to Chink, and that one got financed almost immediately. So Chink was sort of left behind, and then probably like around 2009 and 2010, after we finished People, we thought, well, what if we rewrite the script and make him a serial killer because it's going towards that direction, and we can actually make it also a genre film, cut true crime, horror genre film. And so we started going towards that direction, and we finished a draft like maybe 2010, 2011, and nobody would want to read it. So finally, it's like, let's put it out on crowdfunding. And we just thought if we didn't do it on crowdfunding, we would just kind of like drop the project. And somehow, people kind of like, put money into it. We got additional investors, and and I thought it would be a great opportunity for Stan to direct, make it his directorial debut. So
how did that go about with you? Because how did you guys decide that you were going to direct the people that you slept with?
Well, I developed both actually originally. So I've developed both projects, and I was gonna do both of them. I was gonna do either one, whichever one that went, and then eventually I just thought, Stan could maybe, because Stan wanted to really, direct something, and he's been producing my films for like, the past 4 films or 5 films. So I just said, well, why don't you direct Chink, and we'll sort of like, that's how it happened. It's stressful in a very different way than a director, and you feel like as a producer, you're basically here to fix problems. You prepare the movie as best you can, especially on this very, very low budget. It's very, very hard in many ways, and you're always like scrambling for resources. But it's just a different way of stress than you'd get as a director, because a director has to be there. Basically, the director is busy like 24/7, But for producers, once you set the project in motion, the project kind of like starts taking care of things. It sort of starts like kind of like working by itself, and you're just sort of in the background making sure things go right. And a lot of times you're really there to fix problems, like somebody suddenly dropped out and this, and you're just dealing with mostly problems.
Do you expect to find some people who are going to kind of call you out on the title of the film?
Call me out, meaning that they're gonna.
Why do you call it Chink? Why are you using that?
I look forward to it.
I do. Me too.
Like, bring it on! I'm waiting for that, because that's what the movie is about. The movie is about like it's supposed to provoke. It's supposed to. It's sort of like almost like a horror film, and it's a thriller, and it's supposed to provoke. It's not supposed to be like a nice little film, and that's not what we're trying to do. I mean, the very inspiration originally that came to me when developing the project was that I wanted to make a movie. There hasn't been any Asian American movies or anything in Asian American literature that about anger. I think like all the Asian American literature or like movies that have been coming out is more kind of like about adaptation.
Yeah.
And I think that, but if you look at like the canon of African American literature, like works of like Richard Wright, like Native Son, there's a lot of anger in those work. And I think that's something that we haven't been dealing with. We haven't been dealing with anger at all. So I think that I wanted to make a movie that deals with, that core of anger, of like, not fitting in, and just like, head on with it, really in your face kind of way. So I think that, so Chink being a serial killer movie, it's sort of like, right on for me.